Hey guys, Croft Coins here. We got kind of an interesting video today. I've got a 3-box penny hunt for you guys. I'm going to try and start doing these weekly where I'll go through a couple boxes of pennies and see what I can find. Try to save up my boxes throughout the week and then go through them at the end. So we've got 3 different banks here. We've got 2 Huntingtons and a Chase Bank here. So we'll go through the 2 Huntington boxes first and then do the Chase Bank box last. Let's hope we can find some awesome old wheat cents, Indians, possibly anything that'll be cool for the collection. So let's get looking. Alright guys, we're off to a good start. Our very first roll, box 1, and we've got a 1944p right here. Let's keep going. Roll number 7, we've got our next wheat cent right here. This time it is another 1944p. Roll 13, and we've got another wheat cent. This time it is a 56D. Alright guys, I was sliding this roll down. You can see we've got a old King George cent right here. I find these a decent amount because I live in Michigan. These come on through a decent amount, I'd say. It's essentially like a Canadian wheat cent. This one, let's take a look at the year. 1943. Awesome. I find these, I'd say, 1 in every 2 boxes or so. Sometimes I'll get a box with 2 of them, but like, these are pretty cool coins right here. They're not like worth too much, just like a wheat cent, but they're interesting to find since we live in the US. So we'll keep going. Alright guys, this is roll 18. We have 2 finds. We have this wheat cent right here. I already saw this one. This one is a 1953 Denver. But then over here, I was sliding this down, and believe it or not, we've got another King George VI penny. This one's a 1951, so a bit newer. You can see King George VI right there on the front. So we've got 2 King George VIs in this first box, and 4 wheat cents, and we're 18 rolls in, so we'll keep going. Alright guys, roll 21. I didn't see this one yet, but we've got a wheat cent right here. A 1942p. Roll 23. We've got our next wheat cent. This one's a 1958D, last year. We'll keep going. Roll 27. We got our next wheat cent. This one's a 1955p. We'll zoom in a little bit. Don't see any doubling there, but good find. We'll keep going. Alright guys, I was pulling out the next 5 rolls of the box, and looks like we've got an ender right here. It's I think it's a 57 Denver. Nothing special, but we'll save that one for last since it's got an ender. We'll keep going. I'm in roll 34, and I'm actually very surprised right now. We've got another King George VI penny. This one's a 1946. Interesting. We've got 3 of these in the box so far. I didn't see anything else in the roll, but I'll let you guys know if I find any more, but that's 3 for the box. Roll 38, we've got our next wheat cent. This time it's a 53D. Second to last roll of the box, we've got a wheat cent right here. A 1947, so we're going to move into that ender roll. Alright guys, so here's that ender roll. We're going to take a look inside this roll and see if we got anything with that wheat cent ender. This was somewhere around the middle of the box, but I decided to save this roll for last. So, let's see what we got in here. So we've got this wheat cent for sure, this 1957 Denver. Nothing too special about that, but like I said, it was on the end of the roll, so we got to check that out for sure. So let's take a look at these cents and see if we got anything else in here. I think this might actually be a wheat cent right here. Yep, a 1950D. Another wheat cent in the roll, so we've got 2. I think this is the first roll that's had more than 1 in it, at least for this box. I think that may be it. So take a look at what we found real quick, and then we'll move into our second box of pennies. So that last box ended up with 11 wheat cents and 3 King George pennies, which is kind of an interesting box. So we're going to move into the second Huntington box and see what we can get. Alright guys, I've pulled out the first 10 rolls of the box, and we've got another wheat cent under, it looks like. This time we've got a reverse facing us. So we'll save this roll for last. And if we find any more enders, I'll obviously save those till the end. So let's get started on this box. Alright guys, roll 7 of box 2, and we got a pretty nice looking wheat cent right here. You can see there's actually a bit of luster on the back of this thing. We've got a 1955 Denver. Awesome. Nice looking wheat cent for wheat cent number 1. Let's keep going. Alright guys, I just opened the very next roll, and we've got a wheat cent right here, but look at this thing. This thing looks worn. So I'm hoping this is an old wheat cent. Let's flip it over. Oh yeah, look at that. A 1917, and it looks like it's got a mint mark. I think we got a D mint mark right there. Awesome. An old wheat cent with a mint mark. I'll take a look at the mintage on that and see what it is. I don't think it's anything particularly rare, but we'll take a look anyway, and I'll let you guys know. Alright guys, so taking a look at my book here, the 1917 Denver is right there. And it's a 55 million mintage right there, so nothing particularly rare, but it's still a cool find nonetheless to get an old wheat cent, so we'll keep going. It's been a little bit, but we're on roll 20 right here, and we've got a 1955p. Don't think we have any error here. Looks a little interesting. Maybe I'll put it off to the side, but you can see we've got some damage on this coin too. So even if there is an error on it, it probably wouldn't be worth too much. Put it off to the side, but we got a 55p. We'll keep going. Roll 25, and we've got a wheat cent right here. This one's a 56p. Common date, so we'll keep going. Very next roll, we've got our next wheat cent here. 1944D. Roll 48 of the box. It's been a while, but we've got another wheat cent here, and this time it's a 1942p. Alright guys, time to open this under roll. I almost opened it without realizing it was the under roll, but this is our last roll of the box. So on roll 50, we've got that wheat cent under. So we'll take a look and see what we've got in this roll. So for the second box in a row, we've got an ender. Interesting. That is weird looking, guys. We have something smaller than a penny in here as well. Alright, so we've got a wheat cent ender right here. 1950p. Awesome. Now what is this? Oh, I think we've got a button, possibly? Yeah, just a little piece of plastic. I think it's a button. So we'll get this roll out and see what we got in here, if we got any friends with that wheat cent. It's been kind of a slow box for actual wheat cents. We've only gotten I think we've gotten a couple less than our last box. Don't see anything in this roll, so we'll move into our wrap up for this little box and then get into the last one. So guys, for box 2, we got 7 wheat cents, one being that 17 Denver, which is a good find, oldest find of the hunt. So now we're going to move into box 3 from Chase. So I'll let you guys know when I find something. Alright guys, we haven't had anything yet, but this is roll 16. We've got our first wheat cent in box 3 from Chase. We've got a 1957p. We'll keep going. Alright guys, roll 25 of this box, and we finally have our second wheat cent. And take a look at this. Saw it pop out of the roll. We got a 1920S right here, so another old one. That's our second oldie of the hunt, so anything before the 1940s I consider. So 30s, 20s, and teens I would probably consider to be old wheat cents. You can see the 20S here, and then the back. Looks pretty decent for an old coin right there, so that's a great find. Let you guys know if I find anything else, and we'll keep going. We're getting close to the end of the box with only 2 wheat cents so far, but roll 48 has 2 wheat cents, which is interesting. We got a 52 right here, Denver. It's pretty crusty on the back there, but it's got some shine. It's interesting looking. Must have been sitting in a book or something for a while. And then we've got the wheat cent right here, which is a 41p. Alright guys, so sort of an interesting hunt today. I went through 3 boxes of pennies, and these are the finds. Box 1 gave us 3 King George pennies as our best finds. Box 2 gave us this 1917 Denver right here. Very old wheat cent right there, over 100 years old. We also got another over 100-year-old penny in the third box, which is a 1920S. If it'll focus. There we go. 1920S right there. So the wheat pennies actually went down and down throughout each box. So the first box had 11 wheat cents, the second box had 7, and the third box had 4. But we still got finds in every box. We got something interesting in each box, in my opinion, and I think it evened itself out pretty well. So I think we had a good penny hunt today. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below if you guys want me to do these more. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.